Shalom, family. This is Or Ibri, author of Making Your Enemy Your Footstool, investor and consultant. And I want to come to you all today with a video just about the pain and adversity we go through. As we know in life, you are going to go through something. It's inevitable. You're going to go through something. You're going to have trials. You're going to have tribulations. You're going to have correction. You're going to have all of these things that happen to you. This is where people go wrong at, though. They get so caught up in the situation that is happening to them that they forget to take the lesson out of the circumstance so that way they can apply it to their life moving forward and later on. And that's the biggest mistake. And that's why a lot of times people go through the same cycle and they're like, you know, this happened to me, or why do I keep getting in this same circumstance? Why do I keep getting in this same relationship? Why does this same thing keep happening to me no matter where I go or what I do? It's because you aren't learning from your previous mistakes. You're in the process, or you're in the circumstance and you're looking at it as something bad or negative or detrimental, and you're not taking the time to say, how can I grow or become better from this? So then what ends up happening is you never learn the lesson. So then you keep moving forward doing the same thing over and over again, and you can't do that. If you're going through something, you have to take a step back, take your emotions of hurt and disappointment and whatever other emotion that comes to you. You have to take those emotions out of the equation and then look and say, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I gain from this? And how can this make me better? And then you implement those things, and then you do that every time you come up against a problem. You have to, I won't say recycle your pain, but you have to take the life lessons from your circumstances and apply them moving forward. If you don't, what ends up happening is you end up repeating the process all over again. So just try it. The next time you're going through a circumstance or situation, look back on when you went through it before. Don't say, oh man, I'm going through this again. Why me? Why is this always happening to me? Oh, I can't. No, like, okay, where did I go wrong at last time this happened? What could I have done better last time? And do those things this time. And then use that to better yourself and better the circumstance and the situation that you're in. So that way you can elevate in your life and move up. Move up, move up, move up, move up, continue to move up, and continue to grow. And here's the thing about life. Now, this is the thing that people who haven't reached the level of success they want to get to, they haven't quite grasped this concept yet. Successful people have. You never stop going through stuff. You never do. You never stop having issues. Just as you continue to grow and elevate, your issues change. But you always have issues. No matter, you can be homeless on the side of the street, you're going to have a set of problems and issues that you have to deal with. You can be financially stable, secure, have a big house, your children are taken care of and are in private schools, your spouse is happy, and you're going to have another set of issues. Like, you're always going to have a set of issues. What the main objective is, in no matter what set of issues you have, is understanding how to get ahead of those issues and how to attack your issues and overcome your issues. Not allowing your issues to overcome you. That's the difference. So the people that are well off and they're successful, they've just figured out how to beat their issues and not allow their issues to beat them. People who will continue to go through that same cycle of failures without reward, because failures bring rewards, ladies and gentlemen. You have to realize that failures bring rewards. The reward that failure brings is the wisdom that it takes to move forward. For those of you all who are familiar with Robert Kiyosaki, One of his first businesses was a Velcro wallet business. He lost $1 million in that business. That was one of his first main businesses. And he said him losing that $1 million is what actually caused him to gain multi-million dollars later, because he learned from that experience. Now, let's just say he was like, oh my goodness, oh man, I just lost $1 million. My life is over. What am I going to do? I can't go on. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm a horrible man. I'm terrible with money. I'm this, I'm that. I'm all of this, all these negative things. He would have never like 10x, 20x, 30x, 100x this money. So that's why it's important to not focus on the negativity of the circumstance, but figure out what are the principles that I could take from the situation and move forward with the situation, with the principles, from the situation, and apply them to every step of your life moving forward. That way you don't keep repeating these same things. And you have to, because it gets you out of your head. It gets you out of that beating yourself up phase. Like so many of us are struggling right now. We're beating ourselves up. We're going through what we're going through. But we have to not focus on, all right, this is what's going wrong. We have to say, okay, how can I get this right? I did a video on this before. Like, I went through a time where I was extremely suicidal, wrote my suicide notes to my family and friends and whomever, just trying to figure everything out, and how I got myself out of it was I basically just said every day I'm just going to try and be better. Some days I'm not better than I was, but I don't try to hold myself to a high level of perfection. I accept my flaws, but I try to be better. Like, I accept where I'm at, but I try to be better. And I made contracts with myself. Like, hey, you don't get the right to make this type of decision when you haven't done everything you can in your power to make your life better. Like, see, some people think they have, but they haven't. Some people are like, I can't get out of this financial ruin situation. But every chance you get, you're going to buy this little thing and that little thing. And here's the thing: spending money isn't the issue. Like, you're going to spend money, but if you have a financial issue, and you're spending money without a budget, how do you expect to get better? How do you expect to fix your financial problems? If you're an individual who is dealing with health issues, health concerns, and you're like, oh man, I want to get healthier. I want to lose weight. And you're just going to the gym without a plan. You're just like, all right, whatever weight comes across my eyes and I like the way it looks that day, I'm going to pick it up and do it a few times. How do you ever expect to get healthy like that? If you eat whatever you feel like eating, whenever you feel like eating it, without proper proportions, without proper meal balance, how do you expect to get healthier? If you aren't taking the proper nutrients, how do you expect to get better? Like, you have to have a plan for things. You can't, you can be upset that your life is not where you want it to be at, but your anger and your frustration can't be valid if you aren't doing the things necessary to do what's right or to get to the results that you want to get to. And a lot of us are tricking ourselves to think we're doing the right thing. You have a whole bunch of motion, but you don't have any progress. Get out of motion and get in progress. Like, look at the habits that you're doing and say, are these habits getting me to where I need to get to? If not, then you need to change them. If your habit is to read, let's just say your habit is to read a book a month, but you read a book 5 minutes every 9 days, you be like, why haven't I read a book in a month? I'm reading. Are you really? Are you really doing what you think you're doing? Like, you're reading, but you're not reading efficiently. You haven't set a plan up. You haven't said, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to read an hour a day every single day. You haven't done that. You're reading 5-10 minutes every 5 or 6 days. That's not going to get the job done. So your goal is to make sure that you are pressing and moving forward. Your circumstances and your situations and your troubles that you're going through, find the lesson in them take that pain, use it to motivate you and push you forward. And every day just work to be better. Life is a marathon, man. Too many of us are trying to sprint. Too many of us are trying to be Usain Bolt. And that's not life. Like, it's a marathon. And then some of us, guess what? We're in this marathon of life, and some of us didn't know we were in a race. And so the gun shot off 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and we were still at the starting line. So then all of a sudden we hear somebody in the crowd saying, "Hey, you're supposed to be running." And we're like, "Oh crap," and we start running. Then what happens is we try to overcompensate to catch up because we feel like we're so far behind. Run your race, dog. Don't overcompensate. Just do what you're supposed to do. And then eventually by doing the same consistent actions, you'll catch back up. And you'll win your race. So focus on those things. Focus on taking your pain that you're going through in your life, taking your circumstances that you're going through, and not allowing them to beat you down, but taking the principles from them and pushing forward so that way you don't keep repeating those same mistakes. So with that, I say this is Or Ibri. Peace and shalom.